So I just want to make a little video, about love. You know, you have to reach out for love. You know, everybody that can should download Tinder and get the platinum version, the highest you can, and search every day for 10 minutes a day. I found out apps that you have to pay for, people are a little bit more serious about them. But the thing about love is we wait too long. A lot of people. And I know in everybody's mind, they had this picture of the perfect relationship of one of their siblings that is married or one of their friends that is married and has children and, is well on their way in that department. But if you're single, that doesn't make you any different than them. You can be loved. There's a famous song, "Could you be loved and be loved?" It's a good song, but there's nobody that can't be loved. You're exactly the same as them. It's just they weren't afraid to reach out and look for love. So, I challenge everybody to download Tinder, get the platinum version, or the highest version that they got, which is like 40 something, $50 a month, and look on it for 10 minutes a day. That's all it takes. If you're active on Tinder, you'll get more likes because they'll put your picture ahead of other guys that aren't active. That's all it takes, and people wait for their life to be perfect. But really, your life doesn't have to be perfect to find love. And really, to tell you the truth, it is something that you want to do because the regret builds up. The regret of not finding somebody builds up because those friends that you have and all these people out there, while you're single, they've been married 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 8 years, 10 years. They've had 1, 2, 3 kids, and you haven't had anything. It starts to build up regret. It starts to work on your mind. Everybody has to play a role in society. Same thing with people without a job. I'll do another video on that, but it starts to work on your mind. It builds up regret. You can only block all that stuff out for so long. I mean, essentially, you could go the rest of your life until you're 120, but it builds up regret, And anyways, though, so you should definitely get Tinder and look on it every day. I mean, you say you have all these obstacles, I call it reaching out and petting a viper, Everybody has obstacles, like maybe you're still living in your mom's house, or maybe you're very overweight, or maybe you, just a lot of reasons. You don't think you're big enough in the pants, or you've had bad experiences before, You have to keep reaching out and petting that viper, I say viper because love is a battlefield. Bonnie Tyler, I think it was Bonnie Tyler that wrote that. But whoever it was a very successful singer. And even they had problems in love. Because love is a battlefield. So. But really, they say it's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved before. Love is a funny thing. It's it's tough when somebody breaks up with you. But then again, it's hard to live without it, because everywhere you go, you look around and there's all these people with somebody, you know. So if you're watching this video and you're single, I want you to dedicate 10 minutes, or at least a few minutes, to look on Tinder every day. 10 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. All you have to do is swipe. You have to like and not like. And if you have Tinder Platinum, it'll show you when a girl likes you. And when she likes you, just click on her and say, or man, obviously, and say, hey, how are you doing? You know. And believe it or not, getting a girlfriend or a boyfriend is like a skill, you know. You get better at it the more you've had, you know. And, you know, like, believe this or not, you know, I went like 16 years without a girlfriend because, you know, I thought with my current situation, you know, I'm not going to look for one because I was going to college and I wasn't on my feet yet, you know. I didn't have any, you know, I mean, I wasn't in a house of my own, you know. I was paying rent at somebody else's house. I wasn't even living in my own house, but, you know, you don't have to wait until you're on your own 2 feet, or, you know, until you lose the weight, or until this happens or that happens. You know, like, the Asians are ahead of us. You know, their IQs are a little bit higher than the rest of the world's. Some countries. I don't mean all countries. But some countries like Japan and China. But the thing about it is the countries with the higher IQs like Japan, you know, they focused a lot of their attention on work. You know, and I think, you know, they have problems with depression in those countries. And I think that, you know, the reason why they do is because, you know, it's because of lack of love. You know, you have to accept imperfection sometimes. You know, I mean, you know, like the people starve themselves to death, stuff like that, because, you know, it gets results. To not eat gets results. You lose weight, you look better, your muscles show. But the thing about it is you have to eat. You know, you have to eat to feel good, to fight depression. You know, so that's what I see, you know. And, you know, you can live your life the way you live it, the way you want to live it, you know. And it's not necessarily the having of a high IQ, it's the standard that you have to live up to. All these people looking up at you, expecting you to be perfect, you know. You don't have to be perfect. Anyways, though, but what I'm saying is you're getting older. Everyone is. So reach out for love now. You never know what might happen. You might find a very good looking person and, you know, y'all might hit it off and you might stay together for the rest of your life. You know, studies on happiness concluded that the least happy people on the face of the planet were people who were never married and never had any kids. So, think about that.